I'm on episode 3, guys. Welcome. This week's episode is the Dopamine job site. Essentially, it's focusing on self-taught psychologists with lots of actual psychology coursework in my back pocket and managing a high-stress household. Let's get into it. The Laundry Mountain Archaeology. Welcome back. I'm your host, the woman who currently has a laundry mountain in the living room so big it's developed its own ecosystem. And it's applying for statehood. I was digging for my husband's high-vis belt this morning because apparently looking with your eyes is a skill he hasn't mastered yet. I found a pair of my own jeans from 2022. It was like an archaeological dig. I found a receipt for a coffee I don't remember drinking and a fidget spinner that I thought one of the dogs ate. My ADHD brain doesn't see laundry. It sees a side quest. I went in for a safety belt and came out 3 hours later with a reorganized junk drawer and a very deep knowledge of how to grow sourdough. Yeah, welcome to the show where we manage the house and the headspace at the same time. So let's do some Psychology 101, the dopamine paycheck, if you will. Let's get a little academic for just a second. In this house, we don't run on coffee alone. We run on dopamine. So for my neurotypical listeners, imagine your brain is a truck. Your dopamine is the oil. Without it, the engine seizes up. For us ADHD managers, our oil is leaking. That's why we can't just do the dishes. There's no dopamine in a dirty plate, but give me high-stakes emergency like a friend popping over or a last-minute school project, and suddenly I'm an elite athlete. So here's a psychology fun fact. This is called interest-based nervous system. We aren't just lazy, we're understimulated. So trying to get an ADHD brain to do a boring chore is like trying to start a diesel engine in 40 below weather with a AA battery. You can turn the key all day, but all you're going to get is a sad clicking noise and a headache. Or in my house, a teenager that screams at you. So the sensory manager or the sound of blue collar. Now, speaking of headaches, let's talk about the sensory environment of a blue collar home. My husband's job is a very loud place and it's also a little scary. He comes home and he wants his doom scrolling. My teens, they come home and they want their iPads or their TVs super loud, but we've managed to convince them to hide in their rooms. Teenagers. So, psychology fun fact. This is sensory processing sensitivity, okay? And for an autistic manager, every noise is a physical touch. If the TV is, volume 30 and the microwave is beeping or the stove is beeping or somebody is saying mom, it feels like someone is poking me in the back of the neck with a frozen finger, okay? I told my husband the noise level in the house was reaching OSHA violation levels and he asked if he needed to wear earplugs. Right. I said, no, I need to wear a soundproof helmet move to a remote island where the only sound is the wind and the absence of teenagers begging for takeout. Because that's what kids want, right? Teenagers especially. They're like, can we get takeout? Yeah, no. So also, managing a blue-collar husband means being his external frontal lobe. He has the physical strength to move a mountain, but he cannot find the 10-millimeter socket that is literally sitting on his own knee. A daily occurrence. It is a good thing that he got one tattooed on his arm, because otherwise he would never find one. Whew. But I digress. Fun psychology fact: this is executive functioning. It is the CEO of the brain. So in our house, the CEO is perpetually on a coffee break. I've realized that I can't find it is husband code for I glanced at the general area for like 0.4 seconds and it didn't jump into my hand. So it clearly doesn't exist in this dimension. But I walk over, pick it up, and suddenly I am a sorceress. I'm not a wife. I'm a professional thing finder for the people in this house who have this spatial awareness of a goldfish. So let's do some educational things real quick. And I want to give you a tool that you can actually use. It's called body doubling. If you're struggling to clean your kitchen or organize your tools, just have somebody sit in the room with you. They don't have to help. They just have to exist. And it's basically productivity via peer pressure. I can't fold laundry by myself, but if my husband sits there and scrolls on his phone while I do it, I'm the most efficient woman on the planet. It's the adult version of having a supervisor at work, except my supervisor is currently eating chips and watching Catfish on his phone. Although lately he actually helps. So I can't really say that he's just chilling. It's been really helpful having somebody else take some of the productivity load from me. It's not an everyday thing, but it sure is helpful when I'm overstimulated. So it's time for the family glitch. And today I decided to support my husband's organization, or lack thereof. And I bought a label maker. Yes, a label maker. Huge mistake. Huge. My ADHD got a hold of it, and I didn't stop at the toolboxes. No. I started labeling everything. I labeled the milk. I labeled the dog's water bowl. I even put a label on my husband's forehead that said, requires 8 hours of sleep and coffee. So what's the glitch here? I accidentally labeled the light switches in the laundry room with glow-in-the-dark tape. Now, the tape is so bright, it's overstimulating the kids, so they won't go in there. I spent $30 to fix a problem and ended up creating a new one that glows. So if you're currently hiding in the pantry eating the good chocolate because the noise is too much, I see you. We're working hard, we're glitching harder, and we're doing it with labels on our foreheads. Stay spicy, stay smart. I'll talk to you next week.